What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Eric, his opponent today, in the red color, playing as Kronos. His name is Tigerboss, also known as Theris now. The map is... what is the map? Mirage. The map is Mirage. And we're seeing a map that I am very excited to see, a matchup I'm very excited to see. This is one of those matchups which I was thinking about over the course of seeing all of the top players picking Kronos. And I'm just thinking, hang on. Kronos here is going to be super susceptible to a boosted food income Athena rush here from Zeus. Super susceptible to this. Why? Because there's only 2 bits of food. You've got the gazelle here, you've got the gazelle here. And Athena rush is going to be able to easily push the hunt off, take the hunt away from the Kronos player in the early stages of the game. That's a given. There's not really going to be a way that the Kronos player can grab that hunt, which means that the Zeus player then gets 2 packs of hunt, which allows them to push that advantage even further. Then, the second point is, as the Oracle going to come in and hit this deconstruction. Well, that wasn't what I thought was going to happen there. That wasn't what I thought was going to happen at all. Okay. So, bit of a mistake here from Eric in the early game. Unfortunate. But the point stands. Some sort of fast classical age here from the Zeus player with an Athena rush onto the Kronos means the Kronos can't go for that time shift dock attack and also defend themselves. They're going to just lose to the Athena rush. You can sack the water. No problems. So we'll see if that's what he's going to do, or if he's going to go for something a little bit more stock standard, stock safe, by trying to defend the water against the time shift. Obviously, the Tigerboss here has managed to pick off that. Funnily enough, this bolt actually isn't that bad of a play here from Eric. Even though he missed it, obviously he wanted to bolt it without getting deconstructed. That was the plan. But if he kills off that Oracle, he kills off this Oracle, then he can harass this Oracle and prevent any sort of cheese from coming for some very, very long points here. That makes a great... That's... Obviously, this makes some sense here from Eric after you think about it for a little bit. Now, normally, you want to get a little bit more value out of Bolt, but this here is going to be... it's going to be a tough time here for the Tigerboss to actually get that dock up if the Tigerboss finds the Oracle. He's searching around for it. It's in the corner of the map here. It's going to be a tough one. We'll see if he actually spots it. Jumping into Eric's perspective here. Just out of line of sight. But can the Oracle sitting here spot the water or not? He has to wait a little bit of time there. It looks like he misses it, and he cannot stop that. Or he might be able to stop the dock from coming up. I don't know. But Eric's going to get just a little bit more time here to play with as that Oracle has been pushed back. The line of sight will come in for a temple to be moved forward. Then the Promethean will get the line of sight, and he should be able to hit the attack that he wants to. But Athena is coming through here for Eric. A second dock needs to come down to play around deconstruct here as well in this kind of Athena rush if he chooses to do that. Alternatively, I mean, just playing an Athena kind of style with everything else can just work as well, playing defensively here for the Zeus. So I'm excited to see if this is going to work or if the Kronos is going to claim another victim on this map. There's the Citizen moving up to the top side. Dock getting dropped in. It's going to be a late time shift. The Oracles are popping out here for Tigerboss to get started here, to utilize that Valor and make this all work. As there they go. The Promethean going to come in and give line of sight for the dock to time shift onto this position. And Eric here, he's going to have to decide what he's going to do. He's dropped 3 docks. I like the idea. 3 docks, no problems. A nice and fast advance time here from Eric as well. He's getting the Odysseus out. He's going to be able to defend his docks easily here. the dock of Tigerboss. Only going to be building one here, it seems. There's units coming through, and the Odysseus. The question is, where does he send the Odysseus? Because I feel like you could send the Odysseus forward to harass. We are seeing some military buildings already up for Tigerboss here. But you could send the Odysseus forward to harass and the Theseus back to defend. So we do see some trireme now starting to come through and defend this. The question is, how many trireme is Tigerboss going to be building here to put pressure on? And he just builds one. And the question is, how many does Eric build here to secure his water? Because he's put a lot of effort into this. And now the units are going to start coming out for Tigerboss. The Minotaur swinging around here to start harassing the dock over on this position. If Eric wants to, he could also do exactly the same thing and just send the villager up here and drop a dock down on this position as well. The Minotaur now getting chased down by that Terma. This is a big, big loss here for Eric. The Minotaur is a really strong unit in this matchup. But it's going to get taken down by the hero Terma at this point as the Minotaur still searches around to get something done. But now the units can come over here, clean up this dock. A little bit of micro here from Eric won't go astray. He's still building these trireme. A little bit unfortunate that he hasn't worked out that the dock here has not been boosted. If you take a look here, there is a trick to this. Do you guys want to know the trick to know if your opponent is building fishing ships or trireme? I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you put trireme into the dock, the numbers don't go up. If you put fishing ship into the dock, the numbers go up 10% per fishing ship. I believe that's the case. Someone confirm that for me, please. I could be telling a lie there. But basically, you should know if you look at this dock with one fishing ship in there, or 8.8 damage, 8.8 damage on it, that there's only one thing in there. Right? Is that right? Farm's starting to come up now for Eric. He's grabbing that second town center. This town center is not the best town center in the world. The gold mine is kind of close, but not amazingly close. We see watchtowers coming in. The army of Tigerboss now moving into the main base here as Eric sees the disappointment. So the fishing ship here comes through. Nothing left in that dock. So the watchtowers are up. But the watchtowers are up. Defensive game plan here for Eric. He's going to be playing this one very, very similar to what like Hades plays. As he's going to have to take his time and get his units out and just play very, very slow. Stock standard. The villagers on this wood line. It's a nice and defensive place here. If Eric puts another building there, it's going to be very tough for Tigerboss to kind of move through and harass these villagers. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that, or maybe put a house here or something as well. As the unit's going to come through, and Tigerboss is just like, yeah, I'm going to fight this. It's just a town center. It just does 12 damage a second, or 24 damage a second. As the villagers retreating back, one villager going down. Just going to be taking a little bit of a shank here. You've got to get back into that town center. He could restoration this to keep his units alive, but a bit of a waste if you ask me. He just pulls into that town center. Now the town center getting extra bonus damage here. As the term are going to be retreating back as well. Starting to see the farms coming up on this location here. They're going to have to retreat back into this position. The villagers are still going kind of out of position here as Tigerboss can kind of get very, very aggressive here. There's not a whole lot of buildings or units here either. Deconstruction coming in. So the army has to retreat back. This is a lot of damage coming through onto Eric. And with the fishing boost as well, it's kind of like not that big of a deal to be sacking units here. Eric's got a garrison into his town center here. This is the right way kind of to defend against these sort of plays when your opponent just rushes the town center down is to garrison your units, because you don't take any damage and you boost the tower fire by a considerable margin here. You can see it goes up to 16 damage. That's 32 damage a second, which is basically 2 hitting or 3 hitting a Mamillo. And yes, your units are going to be idle, but you kind of have to do it. Villagers give the least amount of boost to the town center. Military units give a bigger boost to the town center. As the unit's getting taken out as they get pushed in and pulled back. See a second town center now coming up for Tigerboss. After all is said and done, the gold in the main base here for Eric is sitting at 1,400 gold. We see an archery range coming through as well. Now Eric's sending a couple of villagers, getting a little bit out of position there, as it looks like he's probably going to lose one of those. And one of the other big things about the Kronos army, which does have a big advantage over the Zeus army as opposed to what Uranos has, is these Caraballas to start becoming relatively useful. Because the Hoplites, they move at 4.7 speed. With the Caraballas moving at 4.24 speed instead of 3.8 speed, it starts being like, I think it's 3.8, it starts being a much more useful unit to have in your army because you can kind of defend them much more easily. Eric trying to keep his economy rolling here. He's having a tough time of it, whereas Tigerboss here is about to hit that next age. I mean, after all is said and done, the early game play from Tigerboss here in this game, one dock forcing 5, I think, trireme out. 5 trireme. What is that in terms of numbers? That's a lot of resources. Plus all the other docks that are up, which means that life is tough here for Eric, and he's going to have to figure this one out. As we see the temple coming in, Rhea on the way here for Tigerboss. He just wants to kill. He wants to kill this town center. He doesn't care. Putting full amount of pressure here. He could continue to time shift buildings forward here. I think that he's not really abusing the time shift as much as he probably could be with this kind of a push. Especially like if you attack onto the town center and then time shift a building in, then the building shows up and it can start taking the town center fire for you as well as another option. That's Rhea now just about to hit here for Tigerboss. Eric's sitting on the back here. We do see that the behemoth is in. So the units are going to start piling in onto this town center. The Promethean tanking the town center fire for the time being as the villagers getting pushed back. Eric going to try and target these units down. Tigerboss technically out of position, but he's got to take this fight to allow the time for this behemoth to start attacking this town center. Restoration coming through here now for Eric to hold his army and win this fight as the behemoth is slowly taking damage onto this position. Do we see Jason coming out? Yes, we do. That's going to be a big help to take out the behemoth here, as the medium Milo are going to be able to clean up that Odysseus as well. Good garrison micro there from Eric to keep those units alive, as he does manage to clean up all the units on the back here. And Tigerboss's push here, he's down to 98 population. Eric manages to take the behemoth out. There's no more behemoth coming out of the temple here, and Eric manages to live another day as the gold tier. 100 gold left, and Tigerboss is going to have to rethink what he's going to be trying to do here in this game to win this one, because Eric is in a great position now, holding that push beautifully with the restoration and the beautiful micro with those heroes to take out that behemoth and not lose that town center. Really nice play thus far. Toxotes pushing everything else back as the Terma here pulling back onto the palace here. Unlike last game, Eric's got a lot of Toxotes here, so the destroyers are going to be a big help for Tigerboss and the Arcus coming in. So an immediate transition into what seems to be Arcus destroyers here. That's going to be huge as the villagers moving onto this gold mine and onto the top gold mine. I love that play from Eric. Both gold mines at once, sharing the amount of defensive liabilities that he's going to have to deal with basically having all these units that can push forward here. We do see Eric still trying to take this fight underneath the palace at this point, getting very aggressive here. I'm not sure if this is going to be working or not for him here. We'll see how it's going to go. He's got a decent amount of economy with 53 villages and 8 fishing ships, so he's going to be able to continue to pump these units out. He's sitting very healthily at 118 population, even with the palace here helping out. For Tigerboss, it looks like the Greek army too strong. The hoplites tearing down the palace, as well as Tigerboss here is still dropping in population, even with that many hoplites not targeting the units here and going after that palace, trying to keep it alive with the villagers. But the palace does end up falling. Eric picks that one off. He's going to be pulling back for the time being as Tigerboss does take the population lead ever so slightly, but he does manage to kill the palace off, and he can pull back and defend here, delaying those medium destroyers for quite some time. As we do see the Mamilo coming over to this position here, going to start putting some pressure onto this gold mine, but the majority of the villagers are here for Eric, as I think potentially the Gazelle getting gathered here did give this attack away to some, or these villagers away to some degree here, as Eric notices that immediately. The reactions are on point here from Eric, ready to start shanking down on that position there, as the units here for Tigerboss doing as best as he possibly can to hold on. Now the palace coming back up yet again for Tigerboss. The question is, how does Tigerboss continue here? I love this play here from Eric. He's checking the town center, making sure nothing's going on over there. You could happily continue taking these fights here, but the Arcus is starting to get a little bit scary. And Eric at this point, really he just needs to get this town center up, and he's in a good position because there's no Hecate for the Kronos, but there is an Implode. So it's kind of much of a muchness. In a lot of ways, Implode is better than Hecate. But I think that if Eric can secure this town center, he gets more control of this top side of the map. And this bottom gold mine here, he's got all the villagers on it nicely. He's going to be able to get to that heroic age really, really shortly here as he's chucking down an armory and more military buildings. Tigerboss in this position now, defending nicely with his Arcus, trying to push through, but it's like he's not able to. He doesn't quite have the defensive units out here as best as he can. He needs more of those destroyers, I guess, as the hoplites are pushing through, targeting down the Arcus nicely. As the positioning from Tigerboss is decent, but not amazing. And now the town center is up for Eric. He's got himself that 3 town centers. He's in a great position, but we're seeing now Tigerboss is going Mythic Age through Atlas. So the timing is going to hit. All of Eric's units here will be dying to this Implode if it's sent. If it's placed correctly. If a good Implode comes here, Eric is going to be in a very tough position. But Eric's got plenty of resources. He will be wanting to use those to go to the heroic age, and he's going to gain even more over the course of time it takes for the Implode to come down. The question is, can he repopulate his units or not fast enough? As Eric pushes through, he's still not happy to take this fight. Another palace coming up in the middle of the map. This town center is still not getting grabbed here by Tigerboss. He definitely should be thinking about getting it now as copper weapons coming through. I guess the other option here for Tigerboss is to just get armory upgrades. You don't have to get town centers to increase your unit efficiency. Now, technically speaking, more units generally is better than an upgrade. But it does cost a lot of resources to get this upgrade, this town center as well. So you have to put that into the consideration when you're doing when you're making your decisions. We are seeing now that Tigerboss is also going to be getting the upgrades and getting his town center and getting fortified town center. So he's really putting a lot into this attack that's about to come through, as Eric is getting pulled in and around here. We'll see if Eric is going to know kind of what to do when the Implode hits. Generally speaking, if you just bum rush the enemy army and just literally just send your army right into them, then if the Implode gets hit, at least your opponent is going to be losing some units as well. But there's the Atlas. There's the Implode here. It does get dropped down kind of on the outskirts of the army. Will the Zeus army get away here? That is an absolute disaster. That is an absolute disaster for Tigerboss here. All of these units should have been picked off. Every single one. We do see a trader there onto the Manticore, but every single one of Eric's units should have been picked off then. But Tigerboss clicked the Implode on the outskirts of the army, and we do see an underworld passage coming in here by Eric as he is ready to continue here. He's like, I'm in the heroic age, take out the town center, go Mythic age. He's chucked his market up. He's going through Hera here, which I absolutely love. We see a fortress coming up onto this position. The big problem here, though, for Eric is going to be he needs to defend this town center, but he's going to be able to pop back through. He stopped the settlement going up over here, so he's able to defend here nicely. As Tigerboss pulls back, Fortress coming up here for Eric as well. We do see the double palaces onto this position. It's going to be a tough one for Eric to push through, but we will be seeing Heliopolis getting trained immediately here for Eric after all is said and done. As the town center getting repaired back up, the fortress is going to get denied for the time being here. Eric is smartly just trying to not fight this army as best as he can. But the thing is that Eric's army is just so strong here at this point that he basically just can. And he's trading decently anyways. He's got the gold over here. It looks like the gold mine has been pushed off by a Manticore. That's a nice raid where that's concerned. I think that Eric here, he's got a Jason coming out to deal with that, and he can come back onto that gold mine a little bit later. He does have that gold up the top side of the map here as well that he can grab. The big problem here, though, for Eric going through Hera is going to be these units can just garrison into the palace. So he's not going to be able to get as much damage out of this lightning storm as he otherwise might want. So potentially this Hera is a bit of a mistake from Eric. We'll see how it's going to turn out for him. As the Toxotes do find some raids over here as well. Manticore gets pushed back by the Jason. Manticore, I always find it funny watching the Kronos traded units running away because they've always got that little bit extra speed, and they just, it's funny seeing a Manticore being able to escape a Jason. You do see the unit still pushing forward. Tigerboss is smartly going to be sitting underneath his palace here as the army pushes forward. And Eric knows, he kind of knows he shouldn't click Lightning Storm here. But he's going to. And the Arcus can just retreat into the palace. So these units over here also need to retreat. So even after all is said and done, there's still a lot of damage coming through here. Nice usage of the Medusa there, though it's going to get taken down by the palace, as there's so many palace in the middle of the map here for Tigerboss after all is said and done. And Eric desperately needs to be either securing a gold mine over here or just getting himself out Heliopolis to push through this position, or even not just Heliopolis, but also making, what do you call them? Petropolis here. As we see another fortress coming up. Part of me feels like if the fortress was just placed back here, it would be just as useful. The other thing is that one reason not to be going Hephaestus here is that traders here, and trader on a Colossus can be a little bit of a difficult thing to deal with. As the unit's still pushing through. Tigerboss here, instead of getting his town center, he's taking the fact that Eric has not got fortified town centers yet as a reason that he can very much justify just getting himself armory upgrades. He's at full bronze at this point. So these Arcus here doing 9.0 damage, 31% pierce armor. They've got a significant more amount of DPS than Eric's Toxotes here. Thank you for the prime there, Spanx. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. As the villagers coming out going to be able to take down the fire siphon, but that's basically these upgrades, because Tigerboss hasn't gotten himself that town center. This is the reason why it's all working out for him, this push, as he's going to continue to try and utilize this 140 population to break through this town center. But now Eric's got a fortified town center. The problem is he doesn't have any population now, as his army is not trading effectively at all. He's only got copper shields and weapons here, which does help him out a little bit, but it's just not really enough to start keeping these trades, as Eric is still desperately trying to get this fortress up on this position. Another idea here for Eric is to sack this town center, take this one, and work it out from there. Gold mines on the map, there's really not that many gold mines left. There's one at the top corner over here, and that's kind of it, as Tigerboss is going to be finishing up on this gold mine here, and both players are going to be moving up to that gold there. Is that really it? 1, 2, 3, I think there must have been 4, 5. There's got to be another gold mine, right? Oh, there's one here. Okay, I see. Never mind. I'm crazy. Now Eric pushing forward here. Oh, sorry, not Eric. Tigerboss pushing forward here has managed to take the town center down. The villagers are going to be trying to grab this town center here. We do see the villagers sneaking up to grab this gold mine. It's going to be vitally important here for Eric to take that there. And now the underworld passage is going to get taken out, and Tigerboss can start thinking about grabbing this this town center as well. Though Eric is sending some villagers forward to try and set up on this town center as well. So the villagers are all going to sneak up to that top gold mine. Does Tigerboss know there's a gold mine there? He doesn't know there's a gold mine there at all. So Eric sneaking this, he's going to have a lot of time on that gold, even though he doesn't, well, he might even basically be able to finish this gold mine. Not quite. But while this is going on, Tiger was also getting himself Iron Mail here. And this is just what happens when you get in front on the tech. You don't have to spend as many resources on your units because they don't die. So while it can be better to get more population than tech a lot of the time, sometimes if you're equal population-ish, getting the tech can be better. A little lesson here from Tigerboss is maybe instead of getting your town centers as Atlantean, you stay 2 town centers and just get a whole bunch of tech. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but it could be. It's been working here for Tigerboss. He's been forced into this play, but maybe it's good nonetheless. As the village is getting pushed back here, there is still a little bit of gold left on this gold mine as well if Eric needs it. He's got plenty of gold in the bank at the moment. Sitting at 1. Now Eric's the one in the behind position. He can start getting himself his armory upgrades now. He does have a decent amount of income with his villagers out, as we do see this town center coming up over here. Villagers coming through. Could see some hoplites getting trained out of this to try and defend this. We see palace coming up here. As I mean, what you could do is time shift the palace back there if you really wanted to. That would probably get the palace up before the town center gets up. Not sure, actually. Takes a small amount of work to get that one up. Eric's still trying to hold here, but those fire siphons are starting to clean up this main base of Eric. And obviously, Eric here with this gold mine in this position here, and the villager is about to uncover it. Eric losing this gold mine will be game over, basically. He's not going to have any time to get a trade route out or anything like that. Tigerboss can also put a market here and start trading to this town center. It'll be a really, really nice trade route where that's concerned. As the Bellerophon is out, the citizen spots the gold mine. We'll see how long it takes Tigerboss to actually realize that that's the case there. As the hoplite comes through, going to shank this villager down. The lion's going to come through here as well, and that's definitely going to give some sort of an alert here that Tigerboss, that the gold mine is up on this position. As the town center does manage to come through here for Eric. He's able to get that one. This Bellerophon is going to be a good help here in this fight as well. A very obnoxious unit that can jump in, snipe a unit, run away, dodge arrows, all of the good stuff. Very micro-intensive unit, but also a very dumb unit as well because it misses a lot of its attacks. If your unit is moving away from the Bellerophon jumping, the Bellerophon will miss. If the unit is stationary, it should hit. If the unit is moving forward, it will 100% hit. It's a weird unit, but that's how it works. As the palace is up on this position, hoplites coming through to clean this one up. And now we see those Arcus coming up to hit this gold mine. And that's going to be the problem that Eric needs to deal with. He's got a handful of hoplites up here, so he does have a defense for this. But he's got to be paying attention to it. As the villagers come through trying to deal with this, the Bellerophon coming in, going to start shanking away. Did not have a jump there to one-hit the... not one-hit the fire siphon, but it basically can get a lot of damage done. As the hometown center of Eric does end up falling there. Villagers coming over here to try and shank down the Arcus. The Arcus is going to be retreating back as the hoplites here getting drawn back home. The hoplites do manage to clean up everything on this position as Eric's got that town center up nice and safely, but his hometown center is gone. And now Tigerboss, look at all the resources. He can start time shifting palaces into the main base of Eric here to secure this gold mine. You can also time shift the palace up to this position as well, if you so chose, to hit this gold mine as well. And in that moment there, Tigerboss does manage to claim the game, leveling the series 1-0. A really, really tactical game here by Tigerboss. Lots of really great decisions. Unfortunately, Eric kind of falling victim to the Kronos fake rush here. Only building, what, 2 bareems? 2 bareems, a dock versus 5 triremes might not seem like a lot of a resource dump from Eric, but I mean, Eric did build 3 docks, so that is a sink there. So he's built 1 extra dock than Tigerboss after all is said and done. So it's basically 3 trireme and 1 dock more in the defense of the water than what Tigerboss spent, and that allows enough of an advantage here to find a win. I would have really liked to have seen what would have happened here if Eric just ignored the water and went for an all-out land rush here. Part of me feels like there's a world where you can open double dock here in this matchup as well. Instead of building your fishing ships out first, dock, build yourself the fishing ships out after that. Hit like a 416 classical age, something like that. Drop your barracks, drop your stable in the front. go for the rush, or a bunch of barracks and stable in the front, or maybe just all military academies. Get an extra Minotaur and hit this temple town center, hit the main base with the huge rush and find a victory here with Zeus against that kind of commitment on the water. I don't know. I don't know if it would have worked or not, but a really nice game played here by Tigerboss as he levels the series. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.